Hi everyone, welcome to Technology. On today's section, I'll be walking you through Maven installation and so on. On our last section, we talk about Maven repository and Maven lifecycle. So on this section, we're gonna see how we're gonna install our Maven. All right, so let's go through this step real quick. So prerequisite: launch an EC2 server on AWS console. Choose Red Hat Enterprise. So Red Hat is another Linux operating system. And I know since we started this training, we've been using Ubuntu. Ubuntu focus mainly on desktop user, and in the other hand, Red Hat main focus is server platform. They both Linux operating system, but Red Hat basically focus on enterprise, but they are from different company. But Ubuntu is more popular because it's more stable and it's from Debian. All right, so there's a little command that is different. On Ubuntu, to install on Ubuntu, we use sudo apt install. On Red Hat, we use sudo yum. So those are the little commands that's different from Ubuntu and Red Hat. All right, so let me show you real quick. We need to launch Red Hat on AWS console. All right, so this is my AWS console. So I'm going to launch a new server called Red Hat. All right, so let's go and do that real quick. Click on launch instance. And I'm going to name this Maven server. And we need to choose a Red Hat. So I'll go for Red Hat. So pick on Red Hat right there. And we can use the free tier eligible. So keep this option, Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8 free tier. So choose Red Hat and scroll all the way down. Then we need to change the size, the instance type. Click on the arrow down and go all the way to T2 small. Don't choose T2 micro because it will be too small to occupy our package. So T2 small and Enterprise Linux 8 Red Hat. That's all we need to do. Click on the arrow down to choose the security group. So I'm going to use my main security group. So under this security group, I already have all traffic open. That means any port number can connect to it. All right, so I hope we already know how to do that. All right, so go right down and choose your key. So I'm going to choose one of my key pair. I'll choose this one. Make sure you keep only one key pair. Don't create multiple key pairs. All right, so keep your key pair. Choose T2 small, 64-bit. All right, so go all the way down. We're going to keep our gigabyte 2 and 10. All right, so that's all we need to choose and click on launch. All right, so let's view the instance and see what we launched. All right, Maven server is pending. All right, while doing that, let's go and see what next we need to do. All right, so in launching our server, we are going to update the server. Remember, if you spin up any new server, you have to update first before you start installing on it. It's best practice. So we're gonna do that right now. All right, so my server is running now. All right, so let's connect to this server real quick. Click on connect and go over to SSH client and copy the chmod 400 with my key pen. Go to my terminal right here and go to let me clear my screen. I'll go to my CD, downloads, and paste my chmod 400. Hit enter, it's not gonna show anything. I hope you know that. And copy the example SSH and go right back and paste. Hit enter. So it's gonna ask you, do you want to continue? Type yes and hit enter. All right, so now I have my Red Hat spin up. You can see the different EC2 user. Ubuntu used to be Ubuntu, so take note of that. All right, so now let's go back to the instruction and see what next we have to do. All right, so after that, make sure you update your server. So let's do the update real quick. Copy that, paste. It's gonna take some time though, but let's do that as a best practice. All right, so it's gonna ask you, type Y, hit enter. So right now it's downloading all the dependencies from internet. All right, so we got the update completed. All right, let's go further and see the step one. To get the root access, copy and run the below command, sudo su. All right, go back right here. Let me clear my screen. So to install some certain application on Red Hat, you need to get the root permission. So that means you need to go as a root user, not a just user. So let's go get permission, sudo su. All right, so now we are root user. So you see the difference. This is just ordinary user. You need the permission to run that. So as a root user, you don't need permission. That means you are the admin. It's called admin on Windows. On Linux, it's called root. All right, so now you don't have to use sudo anymore. You can just use yum to install your package. All right, so let's go further. Step two, install Java using the package installer. So we're gonna run Java. You know, Maven is a Java-based application. So before we can download any Java-based application, we must have Java running on our server. So for doing that, we need to install Java package. All right, so I'm gonna copy this, come right, paste. As Java 1.8.0, open JDK. It's gonna ask you a question. Type Y, hit enter. All right, so the next thing we're gonna run is wish Java, copy and paste. Then go all the way to yum list install grep Java, copy and paste. All right, so the next thing, let's check the Java version we got. Copy and paste. All right, so we build Java 1.8. Okay, so we got that covered. So let's go to step 3. Let me clear my screen. Step 3, navigate to opt folder and download wget. All right, so let's navigate to opt folder. Opt folder is a directory which you install some package. There's some package that require to download on the opt folder, while some package you can just download on your normal server. All right, so let's go and download wget. So what's wget? But before doing that, let's cd to opt folder. So cd to opt folder. So right now we are on the opt folder, opt directory. All right, so let's install wget. You know, wget is a free software package for retrieving files using HTTP, HTTPS, or FTP and FTPS. So before you can download something or retrieve a package, you need to have wget. So without wget, you won't be able to install or download anything from internet. All right, so let's get to install that. I already copy paste. That's yum install wget. Then it's gonna ask you, is this okay? Type Y and hit enter. All right, so we got that covered. So let's install the CA certificate. Copy and paste. All right, so completed. Let me clear my screen. So on step 4, get the latest version of Apache directly from its website. Copy the link. So in case the version change, basically the number used to change, you know, in the next couple of months it might change to 7, 8, 9, 10. That's the version keep changing. But right now they are still on 3.8.6. So we're gonna keep that. But in case they change, you just need to go to Apache Maven website, go to the download, click on download, and you're gonna find the new version if there's a new one. But right now they're still on 3.6. All right, so which is what we got here. All right, so let's install Apache Maven. Copy, come right here. Remember, we are installing this package in opt folder. Just in case you log out, if you log back into your server, make sure you go directly to this opt folder before you can continue following up what you're doing. All right, so I'm gonna copy this. and paste. All right, so that means we've downloaded our Maven. You can see from HTTPS, the reason why we are able to download this because we downloaded wget earlier. All right, so let's do ls to see what we just downloaded. So right now you can see, but the thing is, it's tarred. So we need to untar it. Tar is like a zip on window. You know, we used to send file in a zip folder. Before you can use that file or access the file, you need to unzip it. So that's why we need to untar this right now by using this command. So tar zxf is to untar this. So all right, so let's go back and untar our Maven Apache. This is the command and this is the file name that we want to untar. So now that we get it done, if I do ls, now you see that we have it in the blue color. So that means we untied from here. Now it becomes this. So we don't need this anymore. All right, so the next thing we need to do, step 6, go into the unzip folder and then into the bin folder. All right, so we unzip the folder. We need to cd into this folder and go to the bin. Bin is inside this folder. So we already attached it together. So just copy, go back right here. That means we go into this. And just instead of copy, let me just show you this one. Okay, that's why I do this. CD paste. We are going into this file. So that means I'm inside the file right now. If I type ls, we are going inside the bin. So I'll do another cd bin. But you don't have to do this. You can just copy the cd apache /bin. It will take you inside this bin. I'm just showing you so you can have more idea. All right, so we're in the bin folder. So what are we going to do in the bin folder is to export the part of this Maven to bin so we can be able to access it anywhere in our system. If you don't do this part, you're not going to find Maven in other folder, in other directory. You're not going to see it. It's like you set up Maven, then you go out of this folder, then you can find Maven no more. So for us to be able to get rid of that, that's why we need to run this part. Step 7 is very important. All right, so now we get it done. So now we export the part of Maven so we can be able to access it in every directory. So for instance, if you log out of this server, you come back in and you want to continue using Maven, you need to come back into this directory, into this bin directory, and run this again before continue using Maven. If not, you won't be able to find Maven. That's the tip. All right, so we set up the path now. So the next thing we need to run is to check the Maven version. So copy that and paste. All right, so we got 3.8.6. That's the Maven version. So you can see that. All right, so basically that's all we have to do to install our Maven. So let's recap what we did. We set up our EC2 server on Red Hat, then we install our update, then we install every other steps to install our Maven. All right, so that's how to install our Maven on Red Hat Linux operating server. So this brings us to the end of this section, and I hope you learned. Thank you.